Hey there and welcome back. Today I am in downtown Des Moines. I am here for the Des Moines Concours. There's a lot of beautiful cars today, so let's go around and take a look at them before the crowds come in and it's hard to see. I'm going to start here by the American Muscle Car class. First up, we have a 1969 Plymouth Roadrunner, and then a 67 Dodge Coronet RT, then a 1972 Plymouth Cuda. Behind that is a 1969 Mercury Cougar Eliminator. And then we have a 1967 Pontiac GTO. And a 1970 Dodge Charger. Then a 70 Dodge Super Bee behind that. And look at this, a 1970 AMC Javelin SST with side pipes. You don't see those very often. And then we have a 1970 Chevelle. And a 69 Shelby GT350. Followed by another 68 Shelby GT350. And of course a 69 Dodge Charger Daytona. Now I have probably my favorite class. This is a preservation class, so this is supposed to be original unrestored cars. We are still early, so maybe not all the cars are here yet. This one is a 1948 Dodge, and then we have a 49 Chrysler Windsor. This is a 66 Mustang, a 68 Ford Torino GT, then a Plymouth Barracuda. Next we got a 72 Buick Skylark. I love this Volvo 1800 wagon. And the Buick is really cool. It's a limited edition, but unfortunately does not list how many were made. This is pretty neat. We have a couple of Ford Pinto cruising wagons. These Chevrolets and Buicks like this is more what you would think of when you were thinking of a classic station wagon. Especially with the wood paneling on these Buicks. And we got a Ford Woody wagon here on the end. This next class they're calling the Space Age class. So these are classed in era by the year model of the car. So these are going to be late 60s cars. This is a 69 Buick GS. Then we have a 67 Corvette. An AMC Rambler Marlin. And a 64 Ford Galaxy. AMF car, obviously a German car powered by a Triumph Herald engine. They have a beautiful Series 3 Sunbeam Alpine. A Rambler next to it. And a Ford Falcon. And after that Falcon is a really rare car. That's a 1960 DeSoto Adventurer. That is really cool looking. And I love this green paint job. Then we have a 1959 Chevy Impala, and down there on the end we have an Edsel. That'd be a 1958 Edsel Citation, and it's convertible. Some people think that the Edsels were some of the ugliest cars ever made. And of course the Edsel cars are named after Henry Ford's son, Edsel Ford. Moving back in time, they are calling this the Atomic Age class. So these cars are just a little bit older than the ones we just saw. This, of course, is a 57 Chevy Bel Air. And then we have this beautiful yellow 1957 Ford Fairlane Skyliner, followed by a 57 Thunderbird. And then look at that down there. A 1956 BMW 502. This thing is really cool. Then it looks like followed by another German car, a 1956 Messerschmitt KR200. And then going from a microcar to a huge car, a 1956 Cadillac Eldorado Seville. Going from one paint car to another, we have a 1956 Buick Special. And then a 1955 Buick. A 1953 Ford. And then after this, we have a really special car. This is called the 1953 Maverick Sportster. This is a one-off sports car made in the 1950s, and it has been shown at both Amelia Island and Pebble Beach. Then we have an Austin A40 Somerset and an MGTD. And then a 1950 Crosley Super Station Wagon. And a 1949 Ford. And lastly down here we have a 48 Chrysler and a 47 Chevrolet. This next class is called the Early Collectibles class. We're starting out with a 37 Packard, and then we have a 37 Chevy Master, and then a beautiful 37 REO pickup truck, a 41 DeSoto Business Coupe, then a 1936 Graham, a 1933 Plymouth, and a 32 Chevrolet, and another DeSoto, this time a 1929. Now we're going to another one of my favorite classes. This is the Antiques. We have a 1923 Ames, which is just a rebodied Model T, and then a 1920 Hudson Super 6, a 1915 Buick, a gorgeous 1914 Willys Overland, and then look at that, a 1914 Peugeot. That is really cool. Then we have a 1912 Maxwell and a 1911 Brass Era T. And a 1910 REO. This thing looks like a replica. Every part of it looks like it's brand new. But it's not. They just put that much time into restoring this thing. This Concours also features a vintage bike class. Here's a Vincent Rapide, one of my favorite bikes. You have a BSA and a Triumph. And then a BSA Rocket. Another Triumph. Another Triumph. A Rickman Triumph. Then a Ducati. A Suzuki T500. Then an ASA 500. And another ASA. And a Montesa and a Kawasaki. We have a beautiful BMW R69, then an Indian Chief, and a Moto Guzzi. Next up we have the Volkswagen class. We have a Beetle convertible and a 73 Super Beetle. And I absolutely love these early Beetles. This is a 49 Deluxe. Then we have a Carmen Ghia Coupe. I've actually had a couple Carmen Ghia Coupes, but I've never had a convertible. Then we have a 68 Type 2 microbus. And a yellow Volkswagen Thing. And then a 75 Volkswagen Type 2 microbus. And another Beetle convertible. And then we have a convertible Super Beetle. And a gorgeous 21 window van. And then a 76 Westfalia camper. One last Volkswagen Carmen Ghia. I'm surprised they did not have a convertible. Both of them were coupes. Next is the Porsche class. We have a 69 911T and then a 77 911S. And then an 81 911SC. So we're working through the years here. And then we jump to the 993 Carrera, the 991 Carrera, And then we have a Carrera Cabriolet. And a Targa 4S. And the 992. And this is awesome. The brand new Porsche Dakar. I haven't seen this at Rallycross yet. I hope that the owner is out rallycrossing this thing. I would love to see this thing being driven in the way that it should be. I love that this is covered in mud. Then we have a real race car, the 996 GT3 Cup car. A 930 slant nose. And everybody knows this car, the 05 Carrera GT. Then a GT2. And a GT3 RS. This next class they are calling the Classics, and we have a 48 Chrysler Town & Country, then a 47 Cadillac, a 39 LaSalle, and then check this out, this is really special. A 1935 SS Airline Saloon. And then McPherson College is here. They just brought their newly restored Mercedes 300S. Then we have a 33 Packard. Another 33 Packard. And a 32 Cadillac. Both the red Packard and the Cadillac were owned by the Salisbury House, the estate that the Concours used to be held at. Next we have a 1932 Auburn 8160A. And lastly we have a yellow 1928 Packard. The grocery store Hy-Vee is one of the major sponsors of this event, and they have one of their brand new 2024 Indy cars here. You see the very small hole that the driver has to jump down into. They are almost fully enclosed now on these Indy cars. And we've got one last class. This is the exotics class. This is the class that I am showing a car in. Got a couple McLarens here. Not a great turnout, I would say, but this is Iowa, so you get what you get. This is pretty cool. Ariel Atom 3. Pretty unusual, at least in America, to see an Ariel Atom anymore. I think they were more popular when they first came out, but you don't really see them very often. Then we have a replica Superformance GT40. I'm surprised the sign doesn't say replica or have the correct year for this car. The steering wheel is also on the wrong side of the car. These should all be right-hand drive cars for the Mark I and Mark II. And we have a Ferrari F550. Cadillac Blackwing. The new Corvette Z07. And my TVR 2500.
40. This one's owned by Rusty Green of Grimes, Iowa. The GT40 is a legendary race car renowned for its dominance in the endurance racing. Developed by Ford to challenge the Ferrari, its lightweight chassis and aerodynamic design contributed to its remarkable speed and agility. Its success, including multiple Le Mans victories, cemented its status as an icon in automotive history. That is beautiful. and just try getting in and out of that. It's a challenge.
So in the exotics class, they let the fake GT40 win. Again, they called it a 1966 car. Obviously, it's only not even a year old now.
Our next class is the American Muscle Car, featuring high-performance rear-wheel drive automobiles manufactured between 1958 and 1973, all designed for quick acceleration. In this category, third place goes to the 1966 Oldsmobile 442, owned by Steve Whitaker of Ankeny, Iowa. The 1966 Oldsmobile 442 offered muscle and a touching class. The 400 V8 has a tri-carb setup backed by a Hurst 4-speed shifter, heavy-duty suspension for some sharp handling, standout looks including a unique grille, and a sporty interior with, of course, bucket seats. Love those red line tires. It's beautiful. And second place goes to the 1970 Chevrolet LS6 Chevelle, owned by Michael Messino of Des Moines. King of the streets in 1970, the LS6 Chevelle monstrous 458 V8, pumping out 450 horsepower. This car was made for the drag strip right off the showroom.
Wait for Dustin to get done, give him some love.
It sounded good. And the winner of our American Muscle Class 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. This beautiful car is owned by Richard and Katrina Fleener of Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Dodge produced 503 Daytonas in 1969, of course, per NASCAR rules, to be able to use those cars for racing. The Daytona ended up in Germany, where the car earned the title as the Nuremberg Daytona. It's the first American car to join the Nuremberg Autobahn 250. That's a club there, averaging 155 miles per hour over a 28-mile stretch of the Autobahn. That would be fun. Congratulations to the American Muscle Class. And next we have the Preservation Class. That includes automobiles produced before 1974 that have survived the decades with their exterior, interior, and mechanical components all functional and unaltered from the original materials. That's a lot of work. Third place goes to the 1931 Chrysler Sport Coupe, owned by Steve Hemken of Alden, Iowa. The 1931 Chrysler Sport Coupe was priced $885. Now that includes a rumble seat, of course, trunk rack, and unique features like a windshield crank, and if you look closely on my side here, there's a golf bag door, so it's got everything. Looks beautiful for 90 plus years old, doesn't it? Second place goes to 1949 Chrysler Windsor C45, owned by Sean and Brenda DeBruin. They're from Pella, Iowa. The 1949 Chrysler Windsor was a stylish post-war sedan known for its robust construction, smooth ride, and reliable performance. It features a spacious, comfortable interior, making it a popular choice for families and a symbol of Chrysler's quality craftsmanship. And the winner of our preservation class, 1970 Plymouth Barracuda Grand Coupe. It's owned by William and Cheryl Cox of Ottumwa, Iowa. This is a one-owner Plymouth Barracuda. It boasts aggressive styling, powerful V8 engine options, and of course high performance. It features iconic design elements like a split grille, distinctive taillights, making it a standout in the muscle car era. And it's got the two-line white wall tires. You can't pick those up at the tire rack, I don't think, anymore. All right, here's a cool class. Remember station wagons? Well, station wagon class showcases the quintessential American station wagons produced up until about 1984. That's the dawn of the minivan. Third place goes to the 1977 Ford Pinto cruising wagon. It's owned by Dale and Bart Jacobson of Owatonna, Minnesota. This also a one-owner Ford Pinto. It's a cruising wagon from the first year of production. Ford gave these wagons a custom look featuring those wild graphics, very unique to the model. These compact wagons were truly reflective of the times, maintaining good fuel economy while emphasizing these visual elements. It's very mod. I remember that era. Second place goes to 1946 Ford Super Deluxe. This is owned by Dean and Rebecca Archer of Ankeny, Iowa. This beautifully restored Super Deluxe Woody wagon features mahogany exterior panels, complemented by some maple interior trim. These wagons were often used for hotel and business transportation. And the winner of our station wagon class is a 1958 DeSoto Fireflight Explorer owned by Randy Geyer of Minnetonka, Minnesota. And the horn still works. This Fireflight Explorer is an extremely rare vehicle produced by DeSoto as a 9-passenger wagon. A professional restoration shows off futuristic styling and features dual antennas, green tinted sun visors, and this is one of my favorite options, the Highway Hi-Fi record player. So when's the last time you played a record in a car? Probably not very often, right? That is gorgeous. And that is the station wagons class. All right, we're heading out to space now. It's the Space Age collectible class. Big tail fins, lots of chrome, and sleek body lines define this class of vehicles produced from 1958 to 1969. Third place goes to the 1964 Ford Galaxy 500. That's owned by Eric McGain of Marion, Iowa. The 1964 Ford Galaxy Fastback has recently been restored by the owner. The 390 cubic inch engine is rated at 300 horsepower, and it drives with a 4-speed top loader transmission. And second place to a 1960 DeSoto Adventurer. This is owned by Greg Cunningham of Normal, Illinois. The restoration of this 60 DeSoto Adventurer was finished in 2018, and it was done in the owner's garage. This DeSoto was painted willow green over cypress green and has won several DeSoto and Mopar awards. And finally, the winner of our Space Age Collectibles, 1958 Edsel Citation Convertible, owned by Jerry and Heidi McGain of Eagle River, Wisconsin. The top of the line Edsel 1958 was a Citation Convertible with only 930 built. A 410 cubic inch engine rated at 345 horsepower provides the power. This car has teletouch transmission controls, so they're just buttons, right? In the steering wheel, there they are, right there. And it also has an auto chassis luber. Push button on that. Very cool. Wow, love it. Congratulations. All right, now we're heading into the Atomic Age collectible class. Now this includes vehicles with post-war styling produced between 1946 and 1957. UBS Financial Services is sponsoring this class today. And third place goes to a 1956 Messerschmitt KR200. This little jewel is owned by Steve and Jerry Lennox of Coralville, Iowa. This probably has the award for the smallest car here today, I'm guessing. Purchased in 2005 from Germany by the current owner, this restored 1956 Messerschmitt convertible has won numerous Best of Show titles over the last 10 years. And this car, believe it or not, has a one-cylinder engine. Congratulations. And the winner of the Atomic Age Atomic class is a 1950 Crosley CD Super owned by Randy and Becky Hall from Kentland, Indiana. Oh, second place, sorry. I went down too far. Second place goes to a 57 Ford Thunderbird owned by Connie Momoa of Norwalk, Iowa. This beautiful 57 Ford Thunderbird's name is Bernadette and was a happy present from the owner's son. It's equipped with a hardtop convertible with the baby windows and cork seals.
Like how the old windows. I can go through the windows. The cork seals are more. I think they'll see
And now we have the winner of the class, the 1950 Chrysler CD Super owned by Randy and Becky Hall of Kentland, Indiana. Now this car has been in the same family since 1956. It remained in storage for 53 years before having a complete restoration in 2016. Every piece of this car was removed and bagged, and all body panels and parts were all repaired or replaced, all back to original. So this looks like a brand new car. Congratulations. Now we're heading to the early collectible class, including a broad range of cars, trucks, and luxury cars produced between 1928 and 1942. Today, virtually all makes produced during those years are considered collectibles now. Third place goes to the 1929 DeSoto Model K. It's owned by Fred and Renee Mayer of Cold Spring, Minnesota. DeSotos were introduced in 1929 after Walter P. Chrysler formed the new company. The owner purchased this as his first car in 1968 at the age of 16 and finished the restoration in 2011. That's a long restoration. And the second place goes to the 1937 REO Speed Delivery Pickup owned by Ronald and Mickey of Ankeny, Iowa. The 1937 REO Speed Delivery Pickup was known for high quality, rugged construction, and it was powered by a 209 cubic inch 6-cylinder flathead engine, delivering robust performance for its time, and only 20 of these trucks are still in existence. And this is probably one of the nicest ones. Looks good. Congratulations. And the winner of our early collectible class, a 1941 DeSoto S8 Business Coupe. This is owned by Dean Bibler of Johnston, Iowa. The 1941 DeSoto was advertised as 17 feet of sheer beauty. This particular model is believed to be one of 6 still to exist and was discovered in an abandoned garage in Tennessee. As you can see, it was completely restored, frame off, with all the work including a new faux wood grain interior trim done by the owner. Congratulations. All right, now we're going to head to two wheels, motorcycle class. Icons that influenced culture with their design and engineering. Third place in the motorcycle class goes to the 1971 Kawasaki FA1M owned by Eric Lundstrom here in Des Moines. It features the 250 cubic centimeter rotary induction engine. Many of these bikes were used for flat track racing, and it was restored in 2024 back to its original condition.
Yeah, find us. Want to do a new trick?
He's still going. Second place goes to 1957 BMW R69 owned by Brandy Mann of Roanoke, Illinois. The classic BMW that had the versatility BMW was known for in its post-war period. Capable of long-range sidecar touring, these Boxer twins were a classic that remains iconic. Congratulations. And the winner of our motorcycle class, the 1951 Vincent Rapide, owned by Everett and Lori Sticken of Pickering, Missouri. This Vincent Rapide was restored by the previous owner. Modifications include an electric starter, a 12-volt charging system. Vincents were the fastest motorcycles of their time, breaking the Bonneville Flats land speed record back in 1948. 150.2 miles an hour. I don't think I would want to go that fast, though. And the next group of awards is for our antiques class. This encompasses vehicles manufactured from the 1800s through 1927 when the last Ford Model T was produced. Third place goes to the 1911 Ford Model T Torpedo Runabout. It's owned by John and Kara Gedkin of Palo, Iowa. The 1911 Torpedo Runabout Roadsters were unique in the Model T series for their sporty designs with shorter running boards, longer fenders, and a longer hood. This vehicle was purchased in 1975, and it has been restored over 30 years. And second place goes to the 1914 Willys Overland 79TE, owned by David and Marlene Elrich of George, Iowa. The Willys Overland featured a 4-cylinder engine, produced around 30 horsepower, with a 3-speed manual transmission. It has a top speed, 45 miles an hour. That was fast back in the day. Known for its durability and innovative design, it was one of the early models incorporating electric starters, and it has electric lights. And the horn works. And the winner of our antiques class, the 1910 Rio Model G Runabout, owned by Thomas Shore of Stillwater, Minnesota. The Rio Runabout features a 10 horsepower engine, 2-speed transmission, right-hand drive. There's a chain drive to the rear wheels and rear brakes. This was priced at $495 in 1910, and only 7 survivors exist today. And they're off. Finally, our Volkswagen class, dedicated to celebrating air-cooled Volkswagens in America, spanning the years from 1949 to 1981. And third place in this class goes to the 1975 Volkswagen Type 2 Microbus. It's owned by Larry Pauley of Ankeny, Iowa. And here he comes. This microbus spent 25 years on a farm in Brazil near the Amazon rainforest. And get this, it was used as a chicken coop. Looks a lot better now, doesn't it? In 1923, the owner contacted an auto broker in Brazil who knew the family, and he bought this bus for $50. $50. I'm guessing it's worth a lot more now. Second place goes to 1967 Volkswagen convertible, owned by Richard Marcoux of Papillon, Nebraska. Or is that Papillion if you're not French? This convertible was made on August 30th, 1966. During the first month of the production, it has a rare SB12 chrome headlight ring, 1966 rear bumper style. It has a round side mirror, factory original paint, chrome, and this has the original factory convertible top.
Wow.
Stowed under the cover there. And the winner of the Volkswagen Class 1967 Volkswagen Transporter 21 Window Deluxe. This is owned by Tom Gerds of Stillwater, Minnesota.
Beautiful.
Only about 35,000 of these 21 window buses were made in 1967. It was also known as the Samba. You might remember that. And because of those extra windows, it is one of the most collectible of these beautiful Volkswagens.
Yeah, it's beautiful, yeah. They did a great job restoring that.
And Berkeley 1 sponsors our last class of the day, the Classics class. It includes luxury, limited production automobiles manufactured from 1915 to 1948. Third place goes to the 1932 Auburn 8160A, owned by Jan and John Brewer of Davenport, Iowa. By 1932, the Auburn badge adorned only the finest automobiles. This custom rumble seat cabriolet featured advanced mechanicals, including hydraulic brakes, adjustable valving shocks, and adjustable steering wheel. It even has adjustable pedals. Second place goes to the 1939 LaSalle Series 50 Coupe Convertible, owned by Daniel Burkett of Cornell, Illinois. This LaSalle was built shortly before the end of production ended in 1940. Technical advances on this car include a functional vacuum-powered radio antenna and vacuum windshield washers. Of the 1,020 Series 50 convertibles produced, only 25 remain. And the winner of our Classics class, the 1935 SS Cars Limited One Airline Saloon. This may be the only one I've ever seen. It's owned by Jim and Lisa Hendricks of Chesterfield, Missouri. Built and purchased during the 25th Silver Jubilee celebration of King George V, this airline saloon retains its original body, chassis, engine. Dual carburetors are original as well. Meticulous restoration includes its original special order silver paint color and its light blue leather upholstery. Of the 624 airlines produced, only 12 of these survive. And you might have heard of this name. Airline Saloons changed its name to Jaguar in 1945. And now this car is not going to go anywhere, and I'll tell you why. It's time for the award, the Best of Show. The judging team reviews all of the first place winners from this group, selects the Best of Show, and of course it was a spectacular group to choose from. And the winner is right here. Again, the 1935 SS Cars Limited One Airline Saloon, owned by Jim and Lisa Hendricks of Chesterfield, Missouri. As we mentioned, special order silver paint. I walked by this earlier today and it looks like it just came out of the showroom. All right, those are the awards for the 2024 Des Moines Concours. That's the Best of Show. I'm Todd Magel. I have to go to work now and do the news, so I'll see you on the news tonight. I had a blast. I'm glad we could do the show.